Evening, my friends. I hope you're doing good. I hope you appreciated the time you got this weekend, and I hope you're ready for this episode. Today, we are talking English, so you're not really used to that. You're not really used to hearing me talk English on this podcast. But it's a special episode, so it's gonna be special occasion. This is the Honesty Podcast. Thank you for, getting back. Today we want to talk about comfort zone, and what is the best way to talk about comfort zone is to go out of your comfort zone. So going out of my comfort zone was trying this. So I'm not native English speaking, but I'm absolutely trying to learn the language and trying, to be better. To be a better English speaker. And how's the best way to learn? It's by doing. So this is what I'm gonna do today. Every Sunday, you hear me speak about any topic on Swiss German. Now we're gonna talk about comfort zone in English today. So be ready, be prepared, get something out to write on. And if you just want to listen to it, I wish you the best. Yes. The first thing I want to talk about is what is the comfort zone? The comfort zone is a zone where you're blocked by any feelings in your guts or in your, in your head that doesn't let you go on with something. So you're trying to do something, but by getting too discomfortable or, not comfortable, you're blocked and you can't do it. So let's say you're a gymnast and you want to do a backflip. So to do a backflip, you have to trust something. And this is your body flipping. And if you don't really have that trust yet, because you never experienced it, it's going to be hard for you to make that step. So never experiencing it and that discomfort you feel are not going to let you do it until you make a step out of the comfort zone. So making the step out of a comfort zone means you have to do it. So the only way to tell yourself, well, I'm out of my comfort zone, I'm not in it, is by doing it and by showing it that you can do it. So this is the way I want to show you that I can get out of my comfort zone. This is the real life example. This is the real life. I don't know. This is a real life scenario where a person is getting out of their comfort zone to show or to let's say just show people how it's done. So getting out of your comfort zone means by doing it. And what does doing really mean? So yes, I can record this episode and, never post it or never release it. But the real point here is to release it. So this means I'm going to make it official that I stepped out of my comfort zone, and the real comfort zone in this scenario where I'm living in is that recording it is one point. The next point is going to be releasing it. So I don't know how it's gonna go out today when I do my little editing on this episode. But the next step is going to be, am I going to click on, release, or what's it called? And yes, from my experience, getting out of your comfort zone is always the same, and it's always just getting to it. Think about it for a second, and the next move you're going to do is just do it. And I talked about comfort zone many times on this channel, so it's not something new, but it's something special when you show people. So I'm gonna show you right now that it's possible to get out of your comfort zone and, just live a life free of this kind of enslavement of your own, what's it called? Of your own, I want to call it the best way, consciousness or scared consciousness. So things that make you afraid. I take the good example like the backflip, or we can make another good example like getting into business or starting that new school you want to start, like the new education you want to pursue, or that book you want to write, or whatever. You just make a little list of the things that scare you for not starting it. So for me, it was like, I can't articulate myself enough, so this is a point why I would not make this move. The next one would be, I would be a little bit too embarrassed because my English is not the best. So what would other people think? What would the guy listening think? Would they think, oh, who does he think he is, making a freaking English talking podcast, even if he's not English speaking? So these are the points I wrote down for myself. And then when I wrote them down, it were like 4 to 5 points of just things that would make me afraid or scared to do it. And I just looked at them. And I analyzed them and I said, well, how am I feeling when I read this? Am I really feeling this scared? Or was it just, a thought that I had that I'm scared because of that? So when I was reading those 3 to 4 points or 5 points, when I came to the 5th point, I was like, wait a minute. 5 little sentences are holding me back to do something freely. So these 5 sentences are my slave masters right now. Because of them, I can't do something in action. So, what does this mean for me? Break out. And how would I break out? By showing those sentences that I don't really care if they're there or not. And this is the same with everything out there. So you have something that you want to do, but some things are holding you up. So the best way for you to understand the real reason, or to understand yourself in this situation, is to write them down, see what is really holding you back, and just realize that it's just words that are holding you back. Because if a person in my scenario right now doesn't like the fact that I do English speaking podcasts, even though I'm not native English speaking, would not hurt me, or would not, how's it called the best, man? I always forget about the words right now. It would not affect me in a kind of negative way. So for me, this point is just erased. So it doesn't really, hurt me anymore. Then the next one would be, am I gonna find the words? Am I articulate enough? Well, I can just talk around the things I want to say, and I don't really know how to say them. As just now, I did it like 3 times now. I didn't know the word I want to say, so I just talk around it. Solution. Broke that sentences into solutions. Done. So if you have anything you want to do and you're just scared, or you're procrastinating it, or you're just not ready to do it, you just have to write it down why you're not ready to do it. And the next thing is for you to analyze why, all the points, and just do the opposite of it. So as I said before, I thought I could not articulate myself good enough. So what I'm gonna do, if I don't know a word that I want to say, I'm just gonna talk around it. If you don't know the word, don't say the word. So if you think that people are gonna think about, I don't know, if people are gonna believe something, just don't believe it. Do the opposite. I'm just gonna tell myself right now when I post it, well, people are gonna hate, people are not gonna hate. It's always the same. I'm not gonna, go crazy on it. So for you to get out of your comfort zone, it is crucial to do the thing you don't really want to do. Even though you want to do it, but you're scared to do it. So do it. But before you do it, write the things down that are holding you back. See why, and just do the opposite. I don't want to do the backflip because I'm scared I'm going to fall on my head. So for you, not to get it's not because you fall on your head, but because you hurt your head. And why would you hurt your head? Because, let's say, the ground is hard. So what would you do now? Do the opposite. Get a soft freaking ground. What does this mean for you? You have soft ground, you can't hurt your head, and now you just have to flip. So this point where you said, I'm afraid to do it because of this, is just erased. Because you did the opposite. Find the why, go deep on it, analyze it, and see what's the opposite of it, and do the opposite in the end. And I think this can summarize the whole comfort thing for good. Everything you're trying to do in your life, that the only thing is holding you back is yourself, because you don't really want to make that step because you're afraid people think that, because you're afraid something's going to happen. Write all these points down in this kind of whiteboards or in your notebook and see what they are, analyze them, and at the end, see if it's possible to do the opposite and do the opposite. And it's going to make it way easier to do it. Because then when you do it, as I'm doing it right now, it's going to be way easier. The water is going to get warmer. Your breathing is going to get better because all the, nervousness, I think it's called, it's going to get away because you're doing it. You're proving to yourself that you can do it. So everything you do in life, everything you really trying to do, but you can't really do it because of comfort, why you going to do it? If you take the step to go and do it, and you're doing it, it's going to get better. Everything is going to get better. It's never going to get better, always better. So try to keep that positive mindset. Try to keep that, feeling of let's do it, let's try it. And if you really can't say to yourself, let's do it, write down why you can't say that. So what did I say and what did I talk about in this episode? Real quick. If you have something you want to do but you're scared to do it, write it down and see what you can do against it. Do the opposite of it. Analyze it and just do it. I think in this episode I mentioned doing it about 50 or 100 times. If somebody is counting it, please just text it in the freaking, or just, send it me through Instagram DMs. But it's just facts. Like, the only point and the only thing about it is, if you have something that is holding you back, it's just you're not doing it. That's why it's holding you back. And especially, why should you leave your comfort zone? Why should you leave that wonderful place you think you're in? Because that comfort zone is really just a prison. It's a prison of your dream life, not being achieved. So in your comfort zone, I could 100% put my signature on it that you will never achieve the things you really want deepest in your desires. So if your desire is to become something special or something different or something that is special to you, being in your comfort zone will never get you there. So for you to get somewhere, to, achieve your goals, because I talk about goals many times on this podcast, the only thing you're gonna do, or the main thing you should do, is just get out of the comfort zone you're in. If you want to go 5 times a week to the gym, if this is your goal, the only thing you gotta do is go to the gym. Nothing nothing out there is going to change the fact that you're not going out to the gym. It's only you and you alone who will do it. So with everything out there, with this knowledge you got right now in this episode, and the things you heard, the way I told you to do it 50 fucking times now, what is holding you back now? You know how to do it, you know why to do it, and you know and which way you should go when you attack your comfort zone. The only thing that is gonna hold you back is your comfort zone again. It's a double layer. Comfort zone after comfort zone after comfort zone. And you have to always break it, always do it. Because breaking out of the comfort zone is a comfort zone itself. Just thinking about it can be a comfort zone. I don't want to think about my zone and if I should go out of it or not. I don't want to think about that. I don't have to think about that. Well, you do. You have to, because you want to achieve anything. So if you want to take something away with this episode, take this. Leaving your comfort zone is going to get you so far in life, you won't even recognize yourself after it. It's going to become a powerful change, and it's going to get you so far. So I hope you liked this episode, and I hope you could at least get some motivation out of it and get after it now. See how you can do it. And yes, as I said, I'm the perfect example for this. I just showed you how to get out of your comfort zone. Write down the things you don't want to do, analyze it, and do it. And that's what I did. I just did now. Thank you very much for listening today. I hope you could, as I said, get something out of this. Text me a DM, shoot me a feedback. I would love to hear the things that people say. And, roast me, man. Just text something about my English. Show me how good you are in English, if you're better than me. And yes, thank you very much for listening. Till next time, go check out my other episodes, even though they're in Swiss German, if you're English native. And yes, bro, we hear us next time. This was Honesty Podcast. I'm Rino, and I wish you the best in this week. Get after it. And the year is nearly ending, so you really have to start doing something, man. You really have to get after it now. Because, as I said, the only thing that is holding you back is you.